Welcome to the Great Girlfriends podcast, where we discuss life, love, laughter, and everything in between. We're your hosts. I'm Kwaku Amuti.
And I'm Brandis Daniel.
And before we jump into this week's episode of the podcast, make sure you sign up for our newsletter at
thegreatgirlfriends.com.
And don't forget to leave us an amazing iTunes review.
Yes, that is the payment for listening to this podcast.
I love it. 5 stars all the way. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
What's up, great girlfriends? It's Sybil here, and we are exactly 2 weeks away from the 4th annual Doers and Disruptors Conference, June 13th through 15th in New York City. OMG, if you could only imagine the amount of excitement that Brandis and I have. We are so deep in conference planning, I'm literally dreaming of details, things that may not even matter to those who are attending, but for me, they're the logistics that make the whole event come alive. If you don't have tickets, you need to get over to our website, thegreatgirlfriendsconference.com. Take a look at the lineup. Our speakers are so fantastic. We have brought in people that really speak to some of our core topics this year, that are really passionate about sharing their intimate and most pressing desires with the Great Girlfriends. And more importantly, they are here for you. And so if you've been on the fence about the conference, you've probably heard it is the best conference ever. I love it most of all because it's personal to myself and to Brandis. It is like really what the brand is about, to see women come together in the name of great girlfriendship. No business cards, no agenda, but all of the growth and expectation in the world. And I'm telling you, it is such an amazing experience. So I am really, really asking you to grab those last minute tickets, thegreatgirlfriendsconference.com. Meanwhile, I want to make sure I shout out our dynamic sponsors, Shea Moisture and Macy's. The products keep coming to the house. The details keep flowing in from Macy's. Everyone is so excited about this experience. And when I tell you our sponsors are fantastic, they really, truly are. They have extended themselves beyond measure, and we are so grateful to have their support on this experience. So thank you so much to Shea Moisture. Thank you so much to Macy's. I got an exciting product also from a brand, Glam or Ring by Yolanda Frederick. It is a really cool product. For those of you who are smartphone users like most of us, it's a smartphone case with your makeup, your concealer, your brushes, your shadows, and even a lip attached. And it's got a light. I'm telling you, it is so freaking amazing. So I love this product. And she didn't ask for this promotion, but I'm just suggesting that you go take a look at it. It's so innovative, especially because when I tried out the makeup palette, the colors were so vibrant and the colors matched so beautifully to my skin. So kudos to Glam or Ring, Yolanda Frederick, for this amazing product. And I just thank her so much for gifting it out to our speakers. And there may be 1 or 2 extra that we can share with some of our Great Girlfriend guests that are coming. Last but not least, this week's episode is amazing. Every year at our conference, we do a relationship town hall, and that is where we bring in male panelists to come and get, decoded. Literally, the women in the room take over. They ask all the most pressing questions that they'd want to ask any man in their life, but maybe they're afraid to ask, or maybe they don't have a man they feel comfortable asking. So these men on the panel have put themselves on the front line to represent men and manhood and what all of that means. And so it's such a great conversation because the decoding helps our great girlfriends to get stronger, be more passionate in our relationships, and get clarity most of all, because who knows what men are thinking except for men. So anyway, you're going to enjoy this week's episode. You're going to pass it on to a ton of your great girlfriends. I know you will. And then jump over in our Facebook group, The Great Girlfriends, and let us know what you think, because this year we're bringing back the Relationship Town Hall, and we are bringing in new panelists, all that have different relationship perspectives and different status in their relationships, but each that are very honest, strong, upstanding guys that will really give you, the nitty gritty on what men are truly thinking. So Anyway, I don't want to hold you much longer. I've talked on and on about the Great Girlfriends Conference that I'm urging you to be a part of because you can't say I didn't invite you. If you're listening to this podcast, you are invited. Oh, don't forget to join our mailing list. We're getting so many freebies from our brand partners that I'm going to start doing some giveaways. So if you haven't joined our mailing list, get over to thegreatgirlfriends.com. Sign up for our mailing list because that is where we'll start announcing some of these great giveaways. Like FabFitFun has a special discount code just for our Great Girlfriend community. And if you listened to last week's episode, you know how excited I am about their product. I literally opened the box and squealed because I could not believe all of the amazing elements that they have brought to life in this box. And it's so pretty. The product is so refreshing, and I'm just excited. I loved getting the mail. So you're going to listen further into the episode, and you'll hear a coupon code. Write it down and use it, and trust me and thank us later. Shoot us an email letting us know if you enjoyed what you received from FabFitFun. I'd love to share it with them as well, and I look forward to seeing you in June. Dee is taking over, y'all. This is a takeover.
Well, hello there, gorgeous, greatness, beautiful, fabulous, amazing lady. So excited to be here. Love the Great Girlfriends, and I'm looking forward to the conversation with, we have amazing men in the building, and so I just want to bring them up so we can get started and ask our questions, and we're going to have a conversation, a yummy conversation with the Black men who are in the building. So first, I want to welcome Kwaku. If you can come on up, Kwaku Amuti. That's right. Kwaku, Lawrence, and Tristan and Calcie. If you can all come up and take your seats. We needed to stand up as they walked in. Wait, go back out. We're going to try this again. Listen, hold on. Go back out. All right. We're going to start this conversation, and class is in session. Now, when the brother walks in the room, how many of you all are single in the room? Okay, listen, we're going to just practice. And then for those of you who are in a relationship, raise your hand. When honey walks into the room, when he comes home, y'all better learn how to stand up, babe. Okay, babe, yes. Yeah. So when we welcome them in again, can we just act like we're really excited that they're here? All right. A round of applause for the amazing, awesome, powerful Black men in the building. Yes. Did you like that?
Which one missing? I need that every morning.
Yes. Tristan said, say what you just said, Tristan.
I need that every morning.
Do you see, how'd you all like the welcome, the warm welcome?
Amazing.
Let's start right there. How important is it, for us to just, or for you all to see and know that we appreciate you? Maybe not in that way, but let's just jump right in there. Introduce yourself, and how important was that reception to you?
Afternoon, everybody. This is Tristan Harvin. For me, just seeing this room of Black feminine excellence, it's amazing for me. And as a male, we are very ego-driven, whether we admit that or not. So having you guys amplify our ego and make us feel important and valued is crucial to our sustenance and our growth.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm Lawrence, and it's everything. It is. I'm married, and I told my wife, if you tell me to win before I leave the house, I feel like I can move like a building. I can jump over a building if she tells me to win. So it's everything. We need it.
Wow.
Hi, everyone. My name is Calcie Cooper. I'm a social broker, and feeding my ego is the key to, whatever you want from me. Period.
Wow.
Just let me know, okay, you look nice. Oh my God, nice smile. It goes a long way, ladies. It goes a long way.
Awesome.
Hi, Kwaku. I have a heckler in the front. I paid her. She's a ringer. No, I do agree with my brothers. It is vitally important for us, but I do want to stress to you all that it's icing on cake that we already bake ourselves every day.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Swag.
Because far too many times, I'm sure you guys are hearing the message that, you know what I mean, lift us up, lift us up, lift us up. And it is important. We do need it. But I'm sure a lot of you will feel that you've been in relationships with men who the relationship is just icing. There's no cake, there's no work. So we do the work that we need to do, but you guys do provide that very tasty icing for our egos.
Wow. Wow. Well, awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you all. And again, I want to say welcome. So we are here this afternoon to have a conversation that the great girlfriends have titled Relationships Decoded. So we're here to hear what the men have to say, what the brothers have to say. And the great thing about this discussion, because the guy said, no, it's not a panel. Dee, no, you're not moderating. Because I said, you know, I'm a little nervous to be with you guys. And Calcie said, no, Dee, we're just having a conversation. And so we're having a conversation, but it's a conversation where you get to ask the questions. So we don't have scripted questions, but we have questions, or they are ready to answer whatever it is that is on your heart. So we're looking forward to that. But I will say, again, I am excited to be here because I'm a huge champion, as I know you all are, and Sybil and Brandis are. I'm a champion and lover of God, life, and people, and I really appreciate Black men, and particularly in a time where the world is not always lifting up Black men, and that was really why and how I wrote this book. Short story is, had a fight, or met a brother in the airport, had a fight, kissed and made up, wrote a letter about it, got it down to the gate to make sure that he got it in his hands, delivered it by a woman who was about 70, 80, 90. She was like 100 years old. I said, you got to deliver this letter to the brother on the plane. And basically it was the 5 things that Black men need to hear and Black women need to say. So I think that's how I got here from the curators of this amazing event. But we want to talk about love and how we communicate with each other. So let's just start. I'll ask the first question, and then we're going to, I think we're going to have the questions come from you all. So I think the first question would be about what works in us, our communication with each other, and what do you think just doesn't work between, you know, Kwaku is already chuckling and head down. Okay, so maybe let's just start right there on the other side. So we're just looking for what works in our communication and connecting with each other and what doesn't. One thing.
You said one.
We'll go, listen, you know what?
Okay. I think a big one for us is the language of respect. And that's not necessarily meaning, and we talked about this earlier, it's not necessarily meaning you do what I say, because that's not respect. But it is, you know, learning what it means, you know, to be, because every guy up here, we want to feel honored by our women, right? You want to feel like perfect example, when I come through the door, my daughter, who is 6, yells my name and runs to me.
Wow.
Awesome.
Still now, 6 years straight.
Wow.
Not a day goes by when she doesn't do it.
Wow.
Now, but the beautiful thing is she learned that from her mother. My wife taught her to do that. That wasn't like inherent, but it is. It's that if you learn that language of respect, that's what we love. And sometimes it doesn't have words at all. Sometimes it's just a look, or if I'm feeling down or something, it's a hand on my shoulder or something. So it really takes a lot from you as our women to kind of be cognizant of what kind of man you have. You know, he may be kinesthetic, he may be, you know what I mean, he may be audio, he may be visual. You never know, but those are all the things that go into that language of respect.
Awesome. Now, by the way, we have 2 married, 2 single. So, right, Lawrence and Kwaku are married, and then we got the single.
Happily married.
Happily. You know, sidebar,
Yes.
Kwaku is my little big brother, and when I tell you, he will correct in a heartbeat. If you say happily married, or no, married, he will say my wife is happily married. And he always makes the distinction, and I appreciate that. So for the single brothers in the room, you'll have to answer the question in, it might not be an intimate love relationship, but any relationship that you have with, it might be sister, it might be mother, it might be the women in your life. We'd love to hear from you. So one thing that works, and then we're going to do another round of what does not work in this male-female dynamic.
I said truly listening. Not just hearing, listening. I mean, there are times when I'm having a conversation with my partner and, she listened with her own ears. Like, she respond based on her experiences, but you're not really listening to what I'm saying, trying to understand the perspective I'm coming from. You're not dating yourself. Just truly listen.
Ouch.
So I'll leave it at that.
I think for me it's acceptance. Like, I'm not a fixer-upper. I'm not a load of potential. I'm a human being. So I think because of sometimes what you guys been through as women, you feel like you have to grow these men up. And some of that's true. But I think there's too many, like, for example, if I cook a meal, I don't usually cook, but I cook a meal, and I kind of burn it, but I think it's good. You have an opportunity to go, babe, you didn't do this right, or go, man, you cooked. Thank you for cooking. Right. And then maybe next time we can cook together. So that would accept what I'm doing without the criticism. And you'll get the best out of your guy, I think.
That's good. That's good. Okay, and really quickly, so by a show of hands, how many women in the room, if he cooked the dinner and you tasted it, it wasn't good, you're gonna respond, babe, no? How many? Just truth tellers. Truth tellers in the room. Truth tellers, it's okay. It's all right, that's fair. Thanks for being transparent. And then how many of you, in the room, you've had some experiences and if you want him to cook, just act like, yes, babe, you did an awesome job, amazing. And right, stroke, babe, amazing. Raise your hand, right? So, okay, those are the mature married women. They already know. So, yep. Okay, awesome. And you?
I think I'll probably piggyback off that and say just delivery. So, for me and my lady, it's always, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. And I know I can't talk to the fellas the same way I talk to my lady or give constructive criticism because she's not going to receive it the same way. You all are very emotive creatures, so we have to make sure we're in tune with y'all emotionally when we're giving that feedback. And I think that goes a long way, even as much as going and saying, well, what's an action plan where we can rectify this together, so it doesn't feel like you're just coming and chastising her and saying, this is something you need to fix for me. It's how do we fix this together?
Awesome. Okay, good stuff. So let's do a round of what doesn't work. What does not work? One thing that comes to mind, top of mind. We're gonna, ladies, everybody deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. Last time, deep breath in and out. Okay, guys, give it to us straight. What does not work? You've seen it, you've been in the heat of it. Who wants to start?
Bring in external factors in our relationship, or external people in our relationship. What I mean by that is, you and I could have a conversation, and I'm pouring out my heart, telling you how I truly feel, but you don't understand. You may not understand. You may want to get a different point of view. But you go to your girlfriend who's not in a relationship, will give you that point of view, and next you're coming back and questioning, or my integrity of basically what I'm communicating to you. So I'm thinking it's just so important that you keep it between two of us. And if you do, I know we all need an outlet, but please don't go. Make sure the person you choose to ask advice is qualified.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. Clap for that. Yes. Are they qualified? Well, I think that's a good point about are they qualified, but also just respecting confidentiality, right?
True.
Just not sharing everything.
I mean, misery do love company, and you could be happy, and your girlfriend could be miserable, and she may not be deliberately, communicating that to you, but that's because she's miserable. She's communicating from that miserable point of view, and you're happy. So she's bringing you down to that level, and guess what? You're going to be single soon because now you're miserable, and no man wants to be with a woman who's who's miserable or, who doesn't have self-confidence or, and believe in themselves.
So there's an exercise that I shared. Tell me if this may not make sense, but I think that might be why I'm here. You should never be surprised about in a relationship of your partner not happy. And one exercise that you can do to take the temperature is exercise at the end of the night, babe. On a scale of 1 to 10, let's just do the rate. Let's do the temperature check right here. How am I doing? Mm-hmm. How you doing? How are you feeling? How am I feeling? If it's an ongoing process, then you never have to be surprised. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
It could be a weekly. How you do? Just want to take the temperature. Is this a good time, babe? How you feeling?
And
how you feeling about it?
But here's the thing with guys, and I don't know how you guys felt, but when we get a question like that, we will immediately assume it's a trap.
Trap. That's what I was thinking. That's a trap.
This is why they're here.
The married guys, realize
That's a trap.
This is why they're here. Oh, right, yes. You said, you know what? A good point. The married men said it's a trap because they're experienced. Is that why? Because the single guys didn't say that.
If my wife goes, babe, how we're doing, it's either I say, I don't think it's well, what? Or, we're doing great. How can you think we're doing great? Trap.
Okay.
Trap.
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 I love it. But do you see why this panel is so important? Relationship decoded. So don't ask me. You know why? Because I'm single. So what? How many of you like, Dee, that's good, that's good. How many of you? Tell the truth, tell the truth. But this is what, I love it, even the married women. But here's what I love, right? We thought it was good.
I thought it was so
and this is why I like my big little brother, Kwaku.
No.
Because so he would keep me honest, keep me real. No, Dee, that's not it. But I think both can be healthy. And if you start in the beginning with having honest conversation, maybe it's like, what was the best thing that happened this week? Kwaku is not feeling me. Let me just stop talking. Go ahead.
Kwaku, would you say, though, that if, as men in relationships, if we instigated that question and we checked in, it might be a better turnout? Yes. We kind of like nullify the ability for there to be a trap.
That's good.
No.
No, I know, but I'm saying I do agree that like if you have here, okay, we started this really great thing. She started this. I said we, like we did it together. She started it with me. She said we have a code. We have like a code. So whenever we need to talk, she says, babe, can I share an observation with you? At that point, that means I've got to put my guard completely down because I'm about to hear something I may not like.
Doesn't it happen when you put your guard up? Like, that's like, oh, wow, what's going on? Makes you put it on alert. Like,
well, no, I think one of the cool things that I think, and I guess, my contribution to your question is, it's that understand that we don't speak in layered form. We don't have layers to our conversation. Like, I didn't meet these guys. Like, I met two of the guys already, and I wasn't like, ooh, look at his shirt. Oh my gosh, what are his shoes? I wonder what he thinks about me. We don't think that way. I said, what's up? He said, what's up? We're friends. That's how it works.
That's it.
That was how it worked.
Right.
That's how it worked.
Good vibes.
I love it.
It's all about good vibes.
But here's why.
Right.
Here's why.
These are all my brothers on this panel now. But I think the thing is when you have to share something with him, you don't have to mask it at all. He's a big boy. It may hurt, but if you come at him directly, not like with this masculine energy, but if you're like, hey, this is something that, another good one that my wife always says to me is, this is what you did, this is what it communicated to me.
That's good.
That hurts me more than anything because I don't want to communicate bad. So that means, I made a mistake, let me figure out how to fix it. You guys, I think we've said it on panels before, but you guys are the most provocative creatures in the world. So you can get us to move however we want to. If you call us and say, I need to have a conversation, we're going to freak out for the rest of the day trying to figure out what it is.
Right. Don't say that. I love it.
I want to piggyback off of what he said about men are very literal. Like, that's just our makeup. We are very literal. And I understand why, as women, you may not be. You know, you're in a society where you're taught, if I go too hard, I'm needy. If I go too hard, I'm demanding. So you gotta try to decode the best way to deliver information. And I get it, but as men, we see that and that freaks us out because we don't understand what you're saying, you know? I heard this really great example where this couple's in a car driving somewhere and his wife says, "You wanna get something to eat?" He goes, "No." She gets mad because she's hungry. But he answered her question. She asked him, "Do you want to get something to eat?" But what she said was, "I'm hungry, I want to get something to eat." But trying to be sensitive to him and trying to be sensitive to his well-being, she made it a we thing, and he answered it literally.
Right.
But if she just said, "I'm hungry, I want to stop," he would have understood that, and it would have been no problem. So I think it's just the way we communicate. So you don't have to worry about being direct if it's in love.
I love it. So before, I want to ask the single gentleman on the panel, I want to give them the opportunity to answer that same question. But before that, two things. One, that whole shoe thing, and we're having, 3-4 different conversations at the same time, which we really do. It's because how many of you know that women speak on average 20,000 words a day and men 7,000 words a day?
Wow.
Did you?
7,000's a lot.
7.
It's a lot.
Feels like a lot.
No, it is scientific. So just know we, on average, communicate 20,000 words a day, and men 7,000. Sidebar to the sidebar. Every now and again, it's really good to do a word fast, to really meaning to reduce the number of words. And then men process differently. So have one conversation. Now I'm going to share something with the ladies, and then you can say, "No, Dee's single, she's wrong." But sometimes just having a conversation and leaving it there and say, "You don't have to answer now, bae, but here, boom," and you don't have to answer just yet, but this is just, so I just want to respond to that. See, this is why you need men and women. See, they're like, "Dee, no." Okay, second thing before, how many of you have read the book, The 5 Love Languages? Yeah. Okay, so it's helpful, I think, and then I'll let the guys chime in. I think it's helpful to get us out of communicating to you all the way that we want to be communicated to. So I just wanted to share that. But let's just finish the question, and then we'll let them ask the questions. So the question was the one thing that doesn't work in terms of our communication, relationships, what doesn't work?
I say for me, building off of the fact that we're literal people, when women suppress their emotions or how they're feeling and save it and store it for an inopportune time when it might be a high, for us, you're gonna know when we're upset. You're gonna know when we're tight. You're gonna know when we're happy. And I think for you guys, a lot of times you guys internalize and evaluate your emotions as opposed to just letting it out naturally. Mm-hmm. So for me and my lady, I'm just like, I could tell when she's upset about something. I take the emotional cues, because even though we're not married, we've been together for 14 years, so it's almost like I'm married.
Sidebar. I'm gonna get to that. Hold on.
Wait, no, wait. Hold on.
I got you.
Whoa. They are engaged.
Engaged.
I'm sorry, Tristan.
No worries.
Because I think you're just so sharp and you're amazing, and so the women are like respectfully salivating, right? Because he's got it all together. He said, "I take emotional cues." We're like, "Oh, okay, well, that's sweet." Okay, but keep going, and then we're gonna circle back.
So for me, I always want to make sure emotionally, spiritually, we're as connected as possible. And, we have conversations almost every day. How was the day? How did it go? What's going on? What's bothering you? How are we getting towards our individual and collective goals? So we kind of could feed off each other and tell when something's wrong. So a lot of times it takes some prying, but I think that communication factor is crucial.
I love it. So don't hold it. That's what we got from Tristan. Don't hold it. Just let it out. Okay, but can I ask the follow-on question? What's the best way, though, for us to communicate? Because you just said just release it. But do we I don't know. Just help us, coach us in this. We got an issue. Let it out. But what? Okay. Oh, Kwaku, you want to jump in?
Before you answer, I just want to qualify it. Whatever he says that you need to do, make sure that you let us know what our role in it is. Because our roles as men we're fixers. If you bring me a problem, I solve the problem. That's what it is.
Right.
But if what you need from me is just to listen, tell me that.
Okay, gotcha.
Just tell me that. Like, hey, I just need to vent. I'll be like, cool. Okay, problem solver is off. And now I'll just, I'll give you some, crazy. That's wild. What? She did that too? I'll give you what you need.
But wait. I got a question for the married dudes. So what about when they don't know how they want you to respond? How do you react in that moment? Because I've been there too, where we get through the whole experience and it's like, wow, I didn't know I needed you to just listen until you listened and you just provided that feedback.
We'll be right back after these messages. What's up, great girlfriends? Who else has tried FabFitFun? If you don't already know about it, it's a seasonal box with full-size beauty, fitness, and lifestyle products. The box I received is epic. Each season's box features a variety of amazing quality brands like Tarte, Kate Somerville, Anthropologie, Free People, Dr. Brandt, and that's just the beginning of it. Don't miss out because they sell out super fast. Check out www.fabfitfun.com and use the code GREAT, that's GREAT, so you can save $10 off of your first box, making it only $39.99. Again, that's fabfitfun.com and use the code GREAT. You deserve to treat yourself. Enjoy!
Hewlett Market, a brand new shopping experience built just for you. From the best books, soothing aromatics, vegan-based hygiene, organic skincare products, and more, Hewlett Market has the essentials you need. Discover, shop, and share the best products all in one place. And all of these products were created by outstanding brands of color. From now until the end of May, visit www.hewlettmarket.com and use code TGG20 at checkout to enjoy 20% off select products just for being a great girlfriend. Shop Hewlett Market today. And this is very special because the co-founder of Hewlett Market is the better half of our co-founder, Kwaku Amuti of the Great Girlfriends. So shop and enjoy.
Well, for me and my wife, we've been spending a lot of time trying to decode each other and be clear when we're like, I don't understand you. So from the beginning, I'll be like, do you want me to listen or do you want me to solve your problem? She says she doesn't know, then we're going down this road together. You're not going to catch me by surprise. I'm not going to offend you by trying to help. We both know you don't know what you need, and I don't know what you need, so we're going to figure it out.
Very nice. Awesome. Lawrence, how long have you been married?
10 years.
Nice. Clap for that. Very nice. Calcie, did you want to answer the question? I don't think we heard from you.
The question in terms of what doesn't work? Oh yeah, when I said bringing external factors.
That's right. You gave us this. Okay, awesome. All right. So here, I think it's only fair to allow you to have the questions. I think that was the intention of the panel for the most part. So yes, we have the first question over here.
Such a great discussion. I feel like there needs to be an entire conference on that. Carlin Purcell, the only Canadian in the room from Toronto. My question for you guys is, there has been the notion that emotions or emotional intelligence, it's a woman thing, because women are very emotional. Emotions is a human experience. How do you guys tap into your vulnerability and stay open to work on your emotional intelligence?
I think it's a trust factor. You basically got to find someone you really trust. I mean, we are very guarded. So it's hard for me to trust people. So it's really finding someone that you don't have to worry about it, you don't have to worry about a backlash or leaving whatever I'm communicating and opening up to you.
What do you do to get vulnerable? So for men, women, we probably talk, we journal. What do you guys do? Like, what is the male version of vulnerability?
What does that look like? How do you work? How do you go in? How do you break down those barriers?
I think we're already in. I just read a study where a doctor said that men are actually more sensitive than women.
Oh, for sure.
Right.
And
We knew that. Yeah.
I just found out.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just realized it. So for us, the guard is up. We're logical. We're problem solvers because we are that vulnerable.
Wow.
So I think for us, we have to assess each situation and make ourselves safe and communicate to our partner literally like when we don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. The reason why it's a trap that we were talking about is because I don't feel safe stepping into this, because if I open up to you and you come at me and bash me for it, that wall's going back up.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how vulnerable I really am. I've been taught since I was a kid to hide it and shield it. So I think from my wife, she allows me to be emotional, and then I can figure out my emotional intelligence. But I think we just need a platform to be vulnerable and to be safe, and then we can start to discover what is that for me.
I mean, one thing in terms of, like he was saying, we raised to hide our emotions and guard and not feeling things. So that kind of shows in our relationship. In our, keep a relationship or take a relationship to the next level. And, there was a point where I felt like I had no feelings. I had no feelings, and that started scaring me. So I kind of like started looking within and like, what are the things, why I'm not feeling it? Why? And I start basically asking myself those tough questions in terms of why, and where did it start from? And then, you kind of like, you gotta break yourself down and build yourself back up. So, to get to that point, you just gotta look within and, and ask yourself, why are you this way? And then, eventually you figure it out. Seek, you will find. Seek and you will find. So, but you have to want to. Men have to want to. Want to be, open up or evolve. Some men are afraid of doing that. Not a lot of men know how to do that. And they feel like that could be a weakness. So you just got to look at it. I felt like, since I've done that, it's made me stronger. And, us men have to not be afraid of, being vulnerable.
So I'm going to piggyback off of the question around emotional support, which I like the question, and it's actually a part of the book. Dear Black Man, We Love You, the 5 things that Black men need to hear that I believe Black women need to say. So the question is, in thinking about your emotional bank account, how important is it the words that we use? Or let me ask this question. What do you think are the most important words that you need to hear us say? What are the most important words? I know what we think, but what would you say? Words.
Words, wow.
I'd probably say I love you, I believe in you, I support your vision. I think when a man knows his lady has his back, even when he may be going down the wrong path or he doesn't have it all together, like we're able to just stick our chest up even more and say, you know what, I'm gonna figure it out because my lady has me.
I love it.
And to piggyback off the vision one, it is, what can I do to help support that vision for you?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we're saddled with the stars, but we can't figure out how to get there.
Yeah.
And we're not blessed. I personally don't think that we're really blessed as far as details are concerned.
Yeah.
There are certain brothers who are outliers, but I know myself, I couldn't tell you. I'm like, we're going to Mars tomorrow.
Right.
But, if I know that I have the support of a detail-minded individual who cares about me, then even when I doubt the vision myself, I got to do it for her too, and it'll help kind of propel it and push it forward.
Yeah.
Thank you, I think goes a long way. I know that I think as men, appreciation for what we do and how hard we work, even if we fall short, having our wives or girlfriends say, I appreciate you, thank you. It didn't work out, but I see you trying. I see you trying in this relationship. That's positive reinforcement. That means that I made you smile. So then I'll try it again and again. So thank you goes a long way.
Like positive, anything positive words. You get more with honey than with vinegar with us.
Yeah.
If you come as salty,
Yeah.
we're gonna be salty.
So can I tell you a really quick story, how the book happened? It was, I told you there was brother in the airport, had a bit of I'll say a divine dispute. And y'all like that? Divine dispute.
What's that?
Fight. We had a fight in the airport. And then I was a little salty, and then he tried to apologize. And so I'm pretending my earbuds are in, that I don't hear the apology, and then eventually I said, yep, I accept your apology, and then I apologized. He went off to the restroom, and then he came back, and then we got separated. So that's how why I wrote the book. The letter. And in the letter, this is a stranger. I've never met this man ever before. I wasn't trying to pick him up, but I really was not. No, really. And I said
Side-eye.
5 things. I could have picked him up. Now, let's just be clear. Listen, if I wanted to now, even though Coach Kwaku wasn't there. But anyway, in the letter I said, I forgive you and thank you for going first. And I said how important it was for him to lead. So he apologized first, and I just acknowledged that. I said, thank you, and I forgive you. And then I also said, I don't know you, but I love and respect you as a man, and I believe in you, appreciate you. And I said a few words of prayer for him, whatever his situation was, his home, his children, his bank account. I'm notorious for praying for people's bank account. Don't ask me why. Yes, and his health. And so I just felt led that he needed to hear those words, or that the words would be life-giving and validating, because I didn't know his story. And I think it was it was really important for there not to be any attachment, and for me to say, but I love and respect you from afar. I'm not trying to pick you up, so there's no conditional, I love, respect you. I don't know his situation, but I respect you as a man. Yeah. And so, and that's how this emotional support piece kind of came out of the book. And it had mostly favorable reviews, the book. And then there was like 1 or 2 of my boys was like, well, Dee, and I'm like, well, Coop, it's not for you. And so, but you all just validated that it's really important to hear. I appreciate you. I believe in you. I love you, respect you, and believe in you. And so I want to hear maybe from at least one woman in the room, if it's helpful for you to hear that from the men on the panel, and how you may need to take that message home to your honey, your hubby, your brother, your father, because it doesn't have to be an intimate love thing. Does that make sense? Anybody here, one person, if that just helped you to hear from the men on the panel that you need to say, because they said it, yes, over here.
Mine was mostly because of my brother. My brother, unfortunately, had to go through a divorce. And we did not have the best relationship for a lot of years. But at the same time, he's still my brother.
Yes.
And I felt it. And it was in my heart just to call him. Like, he's like, hey, here's a text. Y'all saw me on Facebook. And I called him. And he usually doesn't pick up late because he works for the government. And he actually picked up on the second ring and was like, how are you? And I said, I love you.
That's good.
He said, well, is everything okay? I said, I love you.
Yeah, that's good.
And I'm sorry. That was not the sister that I'm supposed to have been to you.
Wow.
And I honor you as a father.
Wow.
As a father figure for me, that I did not acknowledge that before. And I am here.
Awesome.
It's not just you being there, but I am here.
Awesome.
And that opened up so many things that I didn't even know.
Thank you. Breathe. Give her a round of applause for just this.
First, that, I don't know about y'all, that gave me chills to hear it. So, sis, we honor you for that. But the thing that, we as men, we have to do a better job dealing with failure. I don't think any of the guys up here ever wants to fail. So when you're in that moment, you tend as a man to go internal. and try to figure it out. You'll go play ball, you'll lift weights, you'll try to do something, but it's almost like you're doing something to get your mind off of the fact that you failed. So to hear, when we hear, you know what I mean, that significant person in our life, whether it's a wife, girlfriend, or whatever, say, I believe in you, I got you, it's gonna be okay. That for us is like medicine that you can't even buy. So we honor you for that. That was amazing.
Thank you for sharing. Questions, yes. Oh, do we have a microphone for the beautiful lady in the front row?
Hi guys, I have a question for you. I want to know, what are the things, why are you laughing? I want to know, and me and my sisters all want to know, what are men saying about us in your private circles? What type of conversations are you having about women? What do you think about us? What's your opinion? We want to know the type of things that you're saying. And we want to know if you're looking to be married, or are you just, we want to know what your aspirations are for women, with women. So can you give us like one secret that we might not know, because we don't get to hear those conversations. We want to know what you guys think.
They're having the process. I'm going to tell you, as your process.
Okay, I'm gonna go.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go.
Be honest.
I'm always honest. I think, well, I know that like most times when I'm together with a group of guys, we are normally trying to decipher something that happened to one of us. So to be like, man, she came home and she said this. She said, you know what I mean? And I asked her what was wrong, and she said, she's fine, but I knew she wasn't fine. So normally for me and my guys, we're trying to sit around and like put our heads together to figure out what the heck happened to this one guy.
Got it.
But it's so that we can all take the knowledge away, because at some point, every single one of us is going to be in that same exact scenario. But I do think there's a lot of appreciation going around. I know, in my circle of friends, we always preface every conversation with, I love that woman to death. That woman is my rock, that woman is da-da-da-da. Okay, now with that being said, here's what happened. But most of the time, for me, most of the time the conversations are just reactive. We're trying to figure something out. Like, we talk about sports and stuff with ourselves, but when it's about you guys, for me, it's really trying to figure you out.
So let's hear from the single guys as the question that Sybil asked.
Wow, I feel like I'm breaking guy code or something.
Yep.
You are.
Yeah, I know. Be careful. Be careful.
A little bit.
Let's just say we're men. We're very simple. We're very, our eyes is our everything. What we see, what we perceived, how women look, if she's crazy, if she's thirsty. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Those are and that basically, just let's say confidence and sense of self goes a long way. And making sure you take care of yourself, making sure you're the hottest woman in the room, anywhere you go. That goes a long way for us men. Just leave it at that.
Okay. So they're talking about how we look, if we look thirsty, if we're confident and crazy. So code it. Or Tristan, help us, please.
This is a tough one.
Okay.
So I've been out the dating game for a minute, but I do still have single friends. I have married friends. I have friends in situationships. I have friends all over the place.
Sidebar, break down situationships. Come on.
So situationships are a lot of the perks of relationships without the commitment and that dedication exclusively, I would say.
Okay.
I would just say, as a black man, how I feel about black women are, I think regal, I think Nubian nurturers, I think resilience, I think y'all have the best bounce back game in the world. I think strength. But I know a lot of our black men, I'm gonna be honest, a lot of them are intimidated by black women. And I think that's a big reason why a lot of black men date outside of their race a lot of times, because there's a certain strength that comes along with a black woman that goes back through the lineage of our ethnicity. And I just think you're gonna have to level up if you wife up a sister. And I don't know if a lot of guys want to do that work all the time. You know what I'm saying? Especially when black men, I'm gonna be honest, we're a very hot commodity right now in this world. So a lot of dudes are feeling themselves and they don't want to put in that work. But in my opinion, sisters are like they come from royalty. They're queens. Like we need a good sister by our side. You know what I'm saying? I know for me, I wouldn't have half the success I had if it wasn't for the lady that was with me since I was in college. You know what I mean? It was so many just life issues and things that I didn't know how to navigate through, that I just needed a woman's perspective on it, somebody that really genuinely, authentically just cared for me. So.
Wow. So how do we manage? So the sister wants to know, how do we manage? Kwaku.
No. Look, thank you, man. Dude, you said it all. Now, but I'm wondering this, and this is for us guys. Is the strength of a black woman really their fault? You feel what I'm saying?
Right. You said it though. It's from our lineage.
Right. No. That's what I'm saying. Like they were like, and I think that it's going to take a lot more of us men teaching other men that same thing by seeing it. Sure. It's like I feel like black women didn't have the option or the choice, but to be strong. That was that. You know what I mean? And that's.
Come on, Coach.
But now, no. I'm going. But here's the thing. There is a level, but but here's the thing. You guys are strong, but there is a different kind of strength that you have to have when you come through the door. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, it can't be...
Like what?
It can't be enemies all around you.
Okay.
Like, it's got to be... But no, it's got to be something tangible. It's got to be, hey, let's partner your strength with my strength, and then we gonna go out and fight. But, you know... I think that the critique that men have of black women, the generalization and the narrative is, y'all are too strong. Y'all are too strong. A man doesn't want to deal with that. First of all, a lot of weak men say that. And men, we are creatures of, we'll take the path of least resistance anytime you can. If Lawrence gives me a piggyback ride out this room, I'm taking it. Just what's happening.
I mean, black women were groomed to be strong. Educated. Don't be in the street. Go to school. Do your work. Corporate America, we have to, infiltrate. To get to get ahead in life. So you guys are groomed to be strong and to be aggressive. But at the same time, it doesn't necessarily. In certain environments, that's good. But when you come to find a partner, I would say find a way, like you said, it's another strength that you have to find. You can't just, one size does not fit all.
Yeah, I think we have to all just look deeper, like the travesty is that the bondage that made y'all strong is the bondage that broke us. And that's real.
Ooh.
So...
Wow.
Breakthrough.
So
this is like a breakthrough.
I said the bondage that made y'all strong is the bondage that broke us as black men. So as a black man, when I see your strength, I have to go, she is strong because. When you see a black man and you go, he is weak, you have to go, he is weak because. And we don't communicate. That's the biggest thing, is we don't communicate. When I talk to my single friends about women, they're not having the same conversations y'all are having. Their expectation level about relationships it doesn't even go that far. Yeah. Like, their minds don't even wrap around finding a wife. Not really. Right. But when I talked about single women about relationships, it's like a husband, a father, like these things, it's checklists, and he don't have that checklist. And I think we don't communicate enough. Men, married men, we don't communicate enough to young single men. Married women, no, y'all communicate. They do.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Can we
And so Lawrence, you've been married for 10 years. Kwaku, how long?
12 beautiful years.
Okay, and then Calcie, you're in a relationship.
I am.
For how long?
2 years.
2 years. And Tristan in a relationship and 14 years. So for the single gentleman, I'm going to piggyback off of Sybil's question. So I guess I'm going to ask you, Tristan, why so long? What happens? And maybe it's, and I'm saying so long only because I'm speaking from a woman's perspective versus it may not be long from a man's perspective. But, you know, we think about 14 years. Well, what happens in that time?
Life happens. I mean, for us, we got together when we were kids, you know. I was 18, she was 19. We met at Howard. So, you know, we had a lot of growth to do as young people and adults. And, you know, we're in a generation as millennials, we're like, we want to make sure this works. We both come from parents of divorce. So it was like, we want to do this right when we do tie the knot and make sure that this lasts forever so we could break a mold that's been holding our families back, you know, because there's a lot of pain and resentment and things that we have to deal with as children of divorce. So I think that was part of it. And then, you know, there was some... Can
we pause and clap for Tristan? Because that's what he just said right there. That's good stuff. We had a lot of growing to do. He knew, she knew, they came from families of divorcees. So that's just so powerful. So I love just that you are so, both you and she were just so present with that. So I just think that's powerful and it should be applauded because we think one way, we're like, wait, hold on, what happened? And then as soon as we hear you out, it makes perfect sense.
So we have our last question from back here in the room.
Okay.
So my question is, as a man, what is it that you're doing to allow your woman to feel that it's okay to be more than just your wife and a mother?
My job as a man and a husband is literally to build the runway for my wife.
Clap for that. Clap for runway. Yes.
I mean, but literally, you know, it's what does she need in order to feel her best, in order to deliver her best, in order to, you know, be the best version of herself. And it's always evolving. So sometimes she may need a short runway, and that's cool. Sometimes she may need more. It's my job to create the environment for her to soar. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, to challenge myself to continue to be sensitive enough to be so aware of everything that she needs and keeping my priorities in check. God, my wife, that's it. That's it.
Nice.
So every time career comes up, family comes up, God, my wife, that's it. And if I'm sensitive to her, then I'll know what she needs before she says it.
Wow.
It's really providing security and, you know, being there for her, you know. Being there, period, for whatever. It's just to make sure you guys are confident that you know you could come to me, you know, for whatever. So I think that goes a long way for you guys.
Yeah, I think they took all the good answers. I just echo that and just say support and communication, you know, supporting her with all her endeavors, valuing her, letting her know she's a queen every day, making sure I do what I can as a teammate, and just communication, you know, making sure we both check in with each other, making sure we're honest, candid, transparent with each other, and, like, working together for a common goal. Because, you know, if it's us together in this world, like, we got to make sure that we hold each other down at every step.
These are some bad brothers, are they not? I mean, yeah. Oh, okay, yes. Yes.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So my question is, and I'm just beginning to answer this already, my apologies, but my married friends always talk about the moment they knew they were going to choose that person to marry. And it's something may have happened and they had a shift. And they talk about it like that was when that happened, that was when I know. So if you guys were married, was there a moment where you were like, this is why I should? And I don't know if it's like a thing they did or just something you felt, but what made you choose that person?
Thank you.
She gave me an ultimatum. I'm joking. She did, but no. For me, no. I mean, we are college sweethearts. So for me, it was like, that's like, she had everything. And I felt very challenged by her, spiritually and intellectually and emotionally. And I felt like, you know, she's the one. I hate for it to sound so simple, but I feel like
But it is. It is. It is. She made sure that I wasn't going to keep going down roads that were going to harm me. And mine was, it was simple. It was food. She made sure that I had a lunch instead of the snack I wanted to eat because I was keeping it moving, you know, trying to grind. So for me, I was like, oh, that means, for me, it translated to I'll be taken care of forever in that respect. That means I can give everything I have to her because I know she's got my back.
Wow. Kwaku, I don't know if you tell a very sweet story about your wife.
Yes, I do.
I think it was one of the stories when you knew. It was sweet. I don't know if that's public information.
Oh, no, when I knew she was the one and it was time to get married, I was a complete mess. I was sweating. I lost control of my faculties. It wasn't like that cool story. Like, we were getting engaged, and I literally just pushed the ring and said, here.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't, Got it. But that's when I knew. I knew, I can't be cool around her. I can't put game on. It's not a thing where, I'm trying to run any sort of game on her. It was literally, I'm a nerd.
Got it. So Tristan, how did you know? Even though you've been in it for some time, how did you know?
That she was the one?
Yes.
Oh, man. Two reasons. One, she was the first young lady that I was as stimulated by intellectually as I was physically. And in college, that's a hard thing to find because everybody's just hormones everywhere. It's freshman year, you feeling good, you in the yard at HU. And then the other reason, so I didn't finish at Howard. She's HU alum. I didn't finish for financial reasons, and I went back home to New York, and I was sick. I was super depressed, made all these friends, met this super dope young lady, and now it's all gone. And she gives me a call during Christmas break, and she's like, hey, what's up? It's Sha. I haven't heard from you in a few weeks, and just want to let you know, I enjoyed our time together on campus, but this is my last time calling you. You ain't been returning my texts, and I just wanted to say, you're a really dope person, but, I'm okay to move on. I just hope everything's okay with you. And I was like, wow, this is like a really grown-up conversation we having at 18, 19. I was like, she piqued my interest, and I think for us guys, I'll speak for the panel, having a certain mystique and essence about your lady is something that is tantalizing for us and something that keeps us engaged. And it was just that phone call that we were on the phone for another 2 hours. This was back when phone call conversations were still around. Your text game didn't have to be that strong. But yeah, so that was what kind of enticed me and kept me engaged with her. And we did the long distance. We did Howard long distance before Bolt and Megabus. I was doing the Greyhound every 3 weeks to come out there. So it was that conversation.
Wow. Nice. So Calcie, you want to answer? You're in a relationship. Mm-hmm. You're dating. How do you want to respond to this question? Let me just ask you this: Is she here?
Oh no, she's not.
Is she the one?
Yes.
She is?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about it.
Well, when we first met, we got along really amazing. Our timing was off, though. We met mid-30s. And, ladies in your mid-30s, you guys looking for the finish line, in terms of really taking steps to get to the finish line. I was in a transitional phase in my life where I know what you want, but I know that I'm going in a different direction right now. So, it wasn't, the timing was really off. And a couple of years later, I went in that direction and we ran into each other again. And I would say, I know exactly, where we are in life. We're grown. I know you want to get married and have kids. But instead of focusing on the destination, let's take it day by day. Don't pressure me. Let's take it day by day. And she, we did a different approach. We took it day by day, and next thing you know, we were 2 years in, about to have a baby.
Oh, okay.
2 years in, but taking away that pressure from the situation allowed the relationship to blossom. Because once we're pressured, we know, but if you keep putting it in our faces, you're like, okay, I know. But there's things that we're dealing with in order to be that person for you. Yeah. So we know. Just make sure there's proper communication and take it day by day. That's it. No promises, let's take it day by day, and we are where we are today.
So now, since you have been probably the one who has dated most recently before settling down, what's the one thing that you saw in the dating scene that women do wrong? And if you want to chime in based on what you've heard, what do you say the biggest miss is?
I would say, you want us to be ready-made, in terms of a lot of women want to marry their father, but your father, before he had you, or had to get to that point where he could have you. So you have to just see potential and, invest in that potential if you guys have the chemistry and the relationship, and you guys have similar goals. That's the thing that you guys do wrong. You guys want everything ready-made. And that's fine. Everything takes work.
All right. Well, listen, we're getting the wrap-up sign. This has been such a rich conversation. You guys are super, super sharp. Very admirable. We love you. We respect you. I hope you'll be around in case there's any other. If you didn't ask a question here, we're gonna end here, and certainly the gentleman will be out. But respectfully ask the question, because they're all in relationships. So we want to. They're all in relationships. So we want to be respectful of just the gems that they are. My name is Dee Marshall. I'll still be around. We do have the books in the back. So thank you so much for being here. All right.
Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Hey, great girlfriends, it's that time of year again. We're inviting you to join us for the 2019 Great Girlfriends Doers and Disruptors Conference, June 13th through 15th in New York City. Our 3-day event includes exciting receptions, life-changing panels, connections, masterminds, and more. This year, we had over 100 women from around the world connect with like-minded girlfriends and create incredible memories. Now it's your turn to be a part of this exclusive event. Visit our website, www.thegreatgirlfriendsconference.com, to grab a ticket for yourself and for your greatest girlfriend. We hope to see you there.
We could not end this podcast without thanking our amazing husbands.
Yes, thank you, Kwaku.
And thank you so much, Rich Daniel.
And our beautiful children, thank you, Sam and Dylan.
And thank you, Miss Sky Daniel.
And thank you to all of you great girlfriends for trusting us as your go-to source for everything life, love, and laughter.
You can check us out on our social, on Instagram,
The Great Girlfriends,
on Twitter,
_great_GFS,
and on Facebook,
The Great Girlfriends.
And please make sure that you join our Facebook group, which is over 16,000 women strong.
Absolutely. And make sure you listen every single Wednesday on iTunes, Spotify, Podcast Bean, Podcast Republic, Google Play, and every other podcasting service.
Absolutely.
Be sure to post your questions, share with your friends, keep listening, and keep being a great girlfriend. I'm Sybil.
And I'm Brandon.
And we're signing off.
Peace.
Peace.